G'day there, it's Pete Moriarty here. Thank you so much for joining. If you're new to the channel, we help entrepreneurs and business owners systemize, organize, and scale their business using Google Workspace and a number of other best practice technology tools. And today in this stream, this is all about the latest updates to Google Workspace. I like to pick out the best ones every month that Google releases and share them with you. So if you're a business owner or a business leader in the technology space and you want to learn all the latest updates that have come out in the workspace world, well, this is where we're going to cover them. Now, I tend to skip over the super admin heavy ones. And so if you are literally an IT manager and you want to, learn more about what's actually, coming up and out there in the Google update world, and you want to get a bit more connected to all of the practicals and actually rolling things out to your staff, then you might wish to visit the Google Workspace Updates blog. That's got all of the updates. We got a short one this week, so I'm going to go ahead and jump straight into it. But if you're on the live stream, please make sure you say hello. You can drop any questions or any comments in. I was reading through the updates this week, and they were all kind of like okay. And then the last one is really exciting. So looking forward to getting into it with you. Okay, let's jump in. First update here is additional protection for Google Workspace account actions. Now, that sounds a little bit vague. And basically what Google are doing is they're adding an additional reprompt. And basically it's like a verify it's you prompt when you do certain actions inside your administrator account. Now, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I've noticed myself getting a number of additional prompts when I do certain actions inside my YouTube channel. And the first time that you log into the admin account, so admin.google.com, to start managing users inside of Google Workspace, you're probably also going to get a prompt. What Google is saying is they're taking that additional security check and they're going to apply that to more account actions inside your Google Workspace account. Now, they don't say exactly what those are, but I assume we're going to start seeing them. So if you start seeing additional prompts to log in more often, then I guess this is what it is. Now, Google have said that there is an option to turn it off for a 10-minute period, which is actually quite a clever option there. So you can toggle this off for 10 minutes, and what that will let you do is, like, let's say if a user gets stuck on something and they're in some kind of loop of it asking to verify, then you can go ahead and switch that off. I'm not sure why they have to do that. I mean, I would think by design they should just, have it work without having to disable it because their app is letting you get through something. But anyway, they've built that in. I guess it's more useful than somebody, getting stuck with a security feature and then going and, switching it off altogether for the whole company. There's a similar challenge that people have sometimes with two-factor authentication. We strongly recommend that you have two-factor authentication switched on for your whole Google Workspace account, and you would force that as a policy. And we have other videos on the channel on how to do that and why that is important. But what we notice is for some business owners or for some staff, particularly when someone new joins the company and maybe they didn't set up their two-factor authentication set up in their account before the deadline happened when creating a new account, and they can get stuck out of their account. Rather than disabling the policy for the whole organization and exposing yourself to potentially more risk, what you can do is you can generate a backup code for someone to log in. So if anyone ever gets stuck, you can generate a backup code, and I may as well show you how to do that while we're here. So you first go to your admin panel, admin.google.com. This one is going to do its little sign-in reprompt, as I mentioned. They are doing that all over the place. And if you want to generate a two-factor code, you just go to users. We'll go to a user. Let's pick Aya. You click onto user information. Oh, no, it may not be there actually. Sorry. Let's go back one. It's under security. Here we go. Cool. So in security, you'll see that two-step verification is enabled for Aya. And if I want to generate a code for her to log in, if maybe she's lost her mobile phone or for whatever reason she can't get into her account, I can click this button here. I'm not going to, but I can click this button here, get backup verification codes, and it will generate a number of codes for me there automatically. So there we go. There's a little trick that you can do inside the admin panel. Okay. Next news, client-side encryption for Google Meet. This one is pretty interesting. You're probably not going to use it unless you happen to be in a regulated industry. Maybe that's finance, maybe that's legal, maybe that's medical services. I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe people doing therapy sessions, or maybe if you're, a lawyer and you're, doing criminal defense, and you want to be absolutely sure there is no way for anyone in the world to get access to the data of a meeting. Well, Google are allowing you to set up client-side encryption. And what that means is basically you can have your own encryption key for Google Meet. Now, Google Meet is already encrypted. It's encrypted on Google servers. It's encrypted, your connection between you and Google. But what client-side encryption means is that you get to set a passphrase, basically. You get to set a secret password. And so not even Google can access that data because it's literally encrypted by a password that you choose. And so if you have a use for that, or if you're in a business that potentially has use for that, that is now being rolled out to Google Meet, which is, in my opinion, pretty groovy. I don't have a use for it, but there are certain highly regulated industries that may have a use for that, which is pretty cool. Okay. Next one is office building support for working locations. And I think this is pretty darn cool. Google have added a number of features recently just to help remote teams and those working in geographically distanced teams to get more work done better together. And one of the things that they've done is with Calendar, allowed you to set your working location. And setting your working location here means that your colleagues will be able to see where you're working from. And, in the old days, they allowed you to set, for example, a meeting location in a particular building. You can set up different locations inside your admin panel. But what you can now do is where you set your working location, you can actually let people know what building you're in, if that matters for your company. So you probably have to be, a large enough business to have multiple buildings for that to be the case. Most of our audience are small, medium-sized businesses. So I'm not sure if that would be relevant to you. But if you're working with, let's say, for example, an interesting hybrid model inside your business, we have some businesses who have everyone working at home, but then they'll have hubs. And maybe that's like a co-working space that some of your team go to sometimes, or maybe you have one central office that people can join from time to time. Having your team being able to designate whether they're working at home or working from a particular office is definitely useful for each other. So that one's being rolled out to Google. Okay, now for my favorite one of the month, and big drum roll please, this is really, really exciting. Google have just announced email marketing tools for Gmail, which I think is a pretty darn cool addition to Gmail. Now, you can see here that they've got an example layout here. You've got like simple call to action. You can choose all your different styling, customizations, and all those kind of things. And what they're calling is multi-send, which is basically sending a mass email, allows you to send emails as Google says, without the need to put everyone in the BCC fields, which is how most people do this if they want to do like a backyard version of email marketing out of their Gmail account. And Google will actually give each person an unsubscribe link, an individual, unique unsubscribe link. Obviously, this is to keep compliant with any anti-spam legislation, which most countries have. And that allows you to basically send basic marketing emails, which is pretty darn cool. So first, the admin settings are being rolled out so you can control whether or not your staff can switch them on. And then it's going to be rolled out to everybody else as well. Okay, here's the gradual rollout. So it's starting July 28. But the actual end user functionality is not going to be rolled out until August 8 for rapid release. It takes up to 2 weeks for that to come out. And if you're on scheduled release, that'll take a little bit longer. Now, by the way, if you didn't already know, the difference between rapid release and scheduled release is a setting inside your admin panel, which allows you to choose how quickly you receive new features inside your Workspace account. And so if you're someone who wants to get the latest features nice and quickly, even though from time to time there may be a few bugs, if you don't have like an internal approvals process, or you don't need to like train thousands of employees on new features that come out to Google, you may choose to switch to rapid release. And so here inside your admin panel, admin.google.com, if I search for rapid release, whoops, no, that didn't actually bring up the, didn't actually bring it up. I've got a feeling it's in account and then account settings. Here we go. Yeah. So it's in your preferences here. And if you see, if I open up my preferences, I can choose how quickly we get features. And of course, I've got mine on rapid release because I want to get them as soon as possible. Number two, you can also choose if there are new features brought out to your staff or to your team, if you want them turned on when released or turned off when released. Of course, my recommendation is to leave them turned on because you want the newer features as quickly as possible and you want them to be rolled out to your team. Even if you miss them, even if you miss one of my new feature videos, you still want to make sure you get all of the new features. Now, let's go back to talking about this amazing feature that has just been brought into the Google ecosystem. Many businesses have their key, marketing team, set up with all the sophisticated marketing tools like email automation, and maybe you're using something simple like MailChimp, maybe using something really sophisticated like ActiveCampaign or Infusionsoft or Entreport or Hubspot. These are really great tools for you to build complicated and sophisticated email marketing, broadcasts, but also sequences as well that, rely on different actions that people take and have certain automations built into them as well. But there is also the case where you've got maybe a manager or a leader in your business, or even maybe you're, one of your sales representatives who needs to send multiple emails to multiple people at the same time. And we've always discouraged this from happening inside Gmail itself or inside your Google Workspace email, because you can run into problems with spam. And what that means is that Google and other email providers will have a look at your emails going out, and they will see, hey, this email went out to like 300 people or 500 people. And the issue that you can start to run into is that you have other people's mailboxes flagging your domain as spam. And what that does is it hurts your email sender reputation. And your email sender reputation is basically like a public record of how likely your emails are to end up in people's inboxes or going into spam or potentially into the promotions tab. And so that email sender reputation can be affected by staff members using plugins for Google Sheets to send mass emails out of their Gmail. Now, it's okay if you're sending 10 or 20 or 50 or 100, you're probably not going to get flagged. But when people start using it for commercial email operations, other email providers will pick up on the fact that there's no unsubscribe button, and this is going out to hundreds, if not thousands of people. And so I'm really happy that Google have created this feature inside Gmail now, because it's not a replacement for MailChimp or Infusionsoft or a large-scale email mass marketing tool, but it is great for those small times where you need a convenient way to send emails to multiple people. And it might just be like updated price list to a certain segment of your customers. Or maybe you've got a number of affiliate partners in your business and you want to keep them up to date on things. This would be as simple as someone creating a contact list inside their Gmail, keeping that contact list maintained, and then just sending emails out using these when they need to. And, of course, there's the unsubscribe link if anyone wants to unsubscribe, knowing that it's commercial mass email. With the spam laws, typically, and hashtag I'm not a lawyer, but typically with spam laws, if it's mass mail and it's also unsolicited, that is where you fall into traps with spam. But if you know somebody, it's totally okay to send mass email because, if they're a customer or if they've had some kind of interaction with you in the past, in most localities, you're not going to fall foul of the actual anti-spam laws. So I'm excited about this. I can't wait for this to be released. I'm sure we'll do a video explaining it and showing you how you can use it. If you have any questions, now is the time to drop them in. But I want to say thank you and a welcome to a couple of people who've joined us on the live chat. We have DJB from Vancouver. Thank you so much for joining. We have Naya from Gladstone. Thank you for joining. And we have Gavin from Edmonton in Canada. Great to have you here. Thank you very much for joining. And if there's any questions or you're catching the replay, drop in a hashtag repeat, drop your comments down below this video, and I'll do my best to answer them. And if there's anything you'd like to see in an upcoming video, we'll just jump onto the link there. The URL is right down the bottom of the screen, moriarty.co. Drop me a message on Instagram, say hi, and if there's something you'd like me to see cover in an upcoming video, I will do my best to cover it. Now, if you're not already working with itGenius, we'd love to have you join. Click on the link down below and check out our transfer in offer. We have an opportunity for you to transfer your billing to us. It doesn't cost you any extra, but what you do get access to is exclusive discounts. You get access to our Genius Academy, which is our online training portal, which has a number of amazing courses in there, as well as professionally produced training videos for Google Workspace for you and your team to access, all complimentary and free of charge, just for billing through us. And so if you want to take advantage of that, jump onto that link below and look for the transfer in offer. And of course, if you're interested in having a chat to our team, we have a free consultation available if you are a business owner or entrepreneur. And we work with organizations from sole operators right up to large organizations with thousands of employees all over the world. And so if you're interested in doing some business together, jump onto that link down there below. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. All right. Take care, guys. Cheers.